Hey guys, this is super later on after I record this entire video. I just want to say this entire first take I did on this video was like 30 minutes and it all corrupted. So if you guys could drop a like and a comment and just like subscribe, just show me some love because I literally had to record this twice. Pretty much did an hour of talking, just explaining all this stuff to you guys. Even just game planning for this video and coming up with all the tips and stuff like that took a while. I'd love to do a part 2 on this if this got great reviews. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy the video. Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Boone or Seattle Select, finally making another video. It's been a couple days and I apologize for my inactivity, but I got a great video for you guys today. I've been planning on making this video for quite a while. This is actually like one of the first videos that I wanted to make on my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be talking about how you can run your own buying and selling page on Instagram. All the time people message me asking me like what they can do to start their own buying and selling page because they love clothes and they want to do what I do, and I totally understand that. It's such a cool job. I'm so blessed to be able to do what I do, and I want to share with you guys like so many tips that I have just from like the last year of running an Instagram. So let's just get right into it. I could go really into detail about so many like small things with Instagram and just buying and selling in general, but today I'm going to be just focusing on these like main things. And if you guys want me to make another kind of part 2 to this video, please just comment down below and just tell me because I can totally do that. Like I said, I have so many things to talk about and this is just like a small like kind of basic like outline of major things to know when you're trying to run a page, but there's a lot more information I could share with you guys. So I'm going to kind of lay out this video in like a 5-step process, I guess, to running your own Instagram page. The first step is kind of obvious. It's going to be creating your own page. Obviously if you want to buy and sell on Instagram, you have to fucking make a page first. So some tips I have for when you make your account is first your name. Your name is really important because it sucks a lot to change your name in the middle of like already having created your page. In my case scenario right now, I'm Seattle Select. I don't even really like that name, to be honest. I just kind of came up with that name because I'm like, wow, I need a name for my Instagram. What do I name it? I don't know. Seattle Select, just came up with it. But I'm so not like set on that name, and I do like regret not like more carefully choosing what I wanted to make my name when I started my Instagram page, because I think it's really important because it defines who you are. You might think I'm like just kind of being like corny by saying like your name defines who you are and like what kind of page you are, but it's really true. Like if you look at Instagram selling accounts, you have like all the accounts that have Supreme or Preem or anything like that in their name. There's like hundreds of accounts like that, and on the other spectrum you have Vintage, like Thrift, like so many pages with that in their name. And honestly, in my opinion, I think both of those are bad ideas. I think both kind of restrict you and limit you to those two things, as well as not really defining yourself as something different. You're kind of just blending into the masses. So my first tip with making your own name is choose something relevant to what you want to do, as well as something that just kind of like flows nicely, like Seattle Select. Both starts with S, kind of like similar length words, like it just flows nicely. I'm from Seattle and I have select items that I choose for my followers that I sell. I'm not like saying I thrift tons of stuff. I'm not saying I only sell Supreme and stuff. It's just select items that I have picked up that I curated for my store on Instagram. So that's my first tip. Just making a page name is really important, that like really goes with what you want to accomplish with your page. Sorry if I'm talking really fast, by the way. I'm like chugging coffee because I'm a little fucking tired right now, a little hungover, and I'm trying to like get back the energy for this video. Oh, that's better. So after you've come up with a name that you really like and you think goes well with what you want to do with your Instagram page, the next thing you have to do is gather supplies. So what I mean by supplies is obviously like shipping supplies. You're going to want to order some USPS like flat rate envelopes, like the bubble mailers from USPS. I can't remember like the exact name. You want to get some medium flat rate boxes if you're going to be shipping shoes. And then aside from that, I'm going to put a picture right now. You want to get some poly zip bags, I believe is what they're called, off Amazon. And you can get like 100 of those for like $15 or something like that. Those are what I ship all my stuff in that's under 16 ounces. You're also going to want to get a scale. So when you have a scale, you can differ if your item is under 16 ounces or if it's over 16 ounces. If it's over 16 ounces, then you have to ship USPS priority mail. If it's under 16 ounces, you can do first class, which is way cheaper. You're also going to want to get some tape. I run through so much tape. That's one thing I really didn't expect to have to be buying so often. But yes, get a shit ton of tape, because if you're making sales out here, you're going to have to be taping labels to packages. So once you have all your shipping supplies, the next thing you're going to want is a camera. This is not exactly necessary for everyone. For me personally, I take a lot of pride in great quality pictures. So I got a camera for Christmas. At the time, I didn't even buy the camera thinking I was going to be using it for like taking pictures of clothing and stuff like that. I just wanted a camera to like document my life and like times with friends and stuff like that. And it just really translated well to my page, and I realized it's really an important part of having a really nice like looking feed and account in general. So this one's kind of optional. iPhone camera works. I used that for a while until I started using my camera, but I definitely do recommend trying to invest in a camera in the long term because it will pay itself off, I promise you. I'm recording this video with the camera I'm talking about right now, so it definitely is worth it in my opinion, but it's not like a necessary first step in investing your money in your business. And it was not the smartest thing to invest your money in right away, but it does help out. You're also really going to want to make a feedback post. This is basically just some kind of post that you have people go to and leave the reviews when they've done business with you. This is really important because you want to have credibility, and so you can show people this post and show all the positive reviews you've gotten, so people are way more comfortable in doing business with you. So the next thing you're going to need to gather is some inventory. That's kind of obvious, and I'm going to get into that a lot more later on, but that's just like part of the beginning of your page. You're going to have some basic items that you like are putting onto your feed when you're first starting out, and I would recommend that you try to put some great content out there to start off, because you want to kind of showcase what items are going to be getting displayed on your page in later time. So whenever anyone's clicking on your page, they will see the stuff you have, and you want some like eye-catching items so they want to stick around and they'll follow you. The fourth really important thing about starting off your page is also making a website. I didn't make a website until a couple months into running my page, and I really do wish I had done it from the beginning. It makes you look a lot more professional because you have an entire layout of all your items, and people can just purchase it right off there instead of having to DM you on Instagram. You have to get their email. It seems kind of sketchy to some people because there's a lot of people that have not bought stuff off Instagram before. Having a website also gives you an upper hand because you can bring people over to your website with like showcasing your hyped items and then have the rest of your inventory for sale. And sometimes people don't even want to inquire like how much an item is or the size, and then they'll see it on your site like, wow, that's my size and it's a good deal, like fuck it, I'll take it. So you want to make those kind of sales. You have to do anything in your power that will put you in a better advantage to make sales. So now that you have the page and you have everything set up, you're gonna have to get people and customers to come to your page. And this is what really I think a lot of people struggle with and don't know how to get more followers. And this is where I can definitely help you guys out and tell you what I did personally. I was gaining, when I first started out, the first like 1,000 is definitely the hardest. Definitely have to grind the most because you have no kind of credibility. You don't really like stand out to people that much because you have under 1,000 followers. And this is where you really get your core followers, like the people that are with you from the beginning. I still remember so many people that stuck by with me when I first started my page and like bought stuff from me in the very beginning. I love those people. Like I still keep them in the back of my mind and try to hook them up when I can. Those are like your core. Like the first 1,000 is honestly just like day one homies, and you will not forget them. How you're gonna want to get more followers is honestly following so many people. Like it sounds super easy honestly, but it's not, because when you're first starting out, like I said, you have no credibility, so a lot of those people will not follow you back. I came up with a little formula that's like not scientifically or like mathematically proven in any way, but in my opinion, about 1 out of every 4 people I would follow me back when I start out. But if you go and follow the correct people, you will have a higher ratio of them returning follows to you. So what I did is I would go to bigger pages like Round 2 for instance, and go to their likes, and I would just follow every person that is like that picture because I know they're active on another selling account, and so they're actively interested in buying clothing. Now, if you really want to like even more so ensure that you get more follow backs, go to items that you have that are like super similar. Like if you're selling bait, go to like a picture of Bape items and like all like the people that like that picture because they're obviously interested in Bape to some degree. If you want to even take it a step further, you can go through the comments. Those are even more so active people because they literally went out of their way and commented on the picture. Follow each one of those people. It takes a while, honestly. It takes quite a lot of time, but it's so worth it because it's followers, and that's what you need to start your page out. One thing I do want to recommend when you're liking pictures is try to not like pictures that have tons of hashtags on them, because there's a lot of people that just surf hashtags and just like random pictures, and that they're doing that because they want to get followers without actually following other people. So a lot of those people will not follow you back if you go to a picture that has tons of hashtags. I try to target pictures that have no hashtags, and that's why I'm recommending Round 2, because they don't use any hashtags, I think. So that's just like a good starting point. But there's a lot of different pages and like people you can go to like follow people that have liked their picture and stuff like that, and that really does help you start out like your follower base and like work your way up. Another thing I would do is, if you're trying to find more active followers, go to people's raffles, and if they like showcase the people that have already entered in the raffles, like I do that myself, go and drop a like on every single one of those people, because they have all invested money in an item. They're willing to part ways with like a small increment of money for an item. And so if you do a raffle or anything later on, they're more likely to join yours as well. And it just means they're more likely to like put down money, like they have a PayPal account and are willing to pay money for clothing. So those are important people to follow, because they will definitely follow you back if you have good content. You need to have good content on your page when you're doing all this following with people. If your page is not already set up looking professional and like the best that it can be, you will get less people following you back and you'll miss out on opportunities. Another thing with getting more followers, post once a day. When I started out, I would just spam post my items. Like I would drop like 5 or 10 items in a day sometimes, and that is the worst idea because it does not spread out your items throughout someone's feed at all. I totally recommend doing one per day. I think that's the perfect amount. When you're doing multiple per day, it kind of clogs up people's feed and they might unfollow you. Also with Instagram's new kind of layout where they'll have items that are like 24 hours old, like still popping up in people's feeds kind of early and stuff like that. If you post multiple a day, it does that less so. It'll only like promote one of those pictures and the other will kind of just sink to the bottom. You want your post to reach as many people as possible. So posting one per day, I definitely think is like the best way to go about posting your new products. Also, I think it's important when you're trying to get followers to try to set a goal of followers per day. It's really important to get the Instagram like follow back app, because you'll see how many followers you get in a day. Also, how many people unfollow you. You always kind of want to keep your ratio balanced. You don't want to be following way more people than follow you. I don't know why. It just seems to be like you need to have more followers than people you're following. So you do want to pace yourself, but also try to set a goal for how many people you're going to get following you in a day. I think my goal was like try to get like 30 to 50 people in a day when I first started out. And honestly, like I saw growth so quickly. Like in a year, I've gotten over 5K. And in the last like month, I don't do this anymore. And I've only gained like 600 new followers, but they're really active and important followers because they went out of their way to follow me. So I don't know, once you've like gotten enough followers, you don't really have to do this anymore unless you like really want to continue getting more followers. But I'm like pretty content personally with what I have going on right now, because I already have like a really active follower base. And I don't know, I just like I'm really busy a lot, so it takes a lot of time, honestly. Okay, so now you have gotten some followers and you have your page set up. Now you need to focus on being ingenuitive. This also kind of goes hand in hand with getting new products, because you really always want to be paying attention to what your followers want and trying to go out of your way to like even more so expand their interest in your page with products and the things you do on your page. So what I mean by that is like on your website, having sales, having promos, having deals, doing raffles, giveaways. I've done all of this. I've done so many different things I can to bring people to my page, to my website, and also to just interact and engage. It's also really important, in my opinion, to make your own personality. Really early on, I never posted my story or did live videos or anything like that, just because I was a little afraid to put myself out there, and I didn't know how people would receive this like random kid they don't know, like broadcasting himself and stuff. And honestly, my conclusion with it is people love it. People enjoy it so much. I definitely recommend that you try to start building your own personality. That's why I started making these YouTube videos, is I just wanted to share with you guys like the person that I am, and I wanted to interact with you guys more because it's really enjoyable, and I love so much meeting all these new people and getting to hear about their opinions, talking about clothing with them, talking about anything with them. It's really awesome. So you definitely want to interact with your followers the most you can. I can't really tell you guys everything you need to do in terms of ingenuity because you have to figure it out for yourself. I have things I've come up with for myself that I don't even really want to talk about just because, I don't know, I feel like it's up to you to come up with your own things for your page. It's really important to put a lot of thought into how you can expand, how you can do more, how you can just serve people in a better way. So like I said, ingenuity and your new products kind of go hand in hand. I just talked about ingenuity a little bit. I could really go into more detail about the ingenuity side of things with you guys in another video later on, because there is a lot of tips and like things you could try to do to separate yourself from others, and it's really important if you want to have like a successful page that's kind of like doing its own thing and not following the crowds. But I have to keep this video kind of short because I don't want to have like a stupid long video, you feel me? So I'm going to be talking about products next. So your products go hand in hand with ingenuity. Your products, you want them to be serving to your customers what they want the most. You need to be keeping an eye on what sells the best, what people are most interested in. So like for me personally, I noticed when I was going thrifting and stuff like that, that people like Tommy Hilfiger, they like Guess, Nautica, not so much. Polo even, not so much. Polo Sport though, yes. Also, I started realizing people really like the hype items I was buying, like Supreme, Bape, Palace, all those things. So I started investing more money into those and going out of my way to try to get those items more so, and it totally succeeded for me because now I almost exclusively sell those items. I think it like helps my page run a lot better because everything that people see from me, they really enjoy. I'm not spamming them with some items that they definitely don't like. I had to realize for myself when I first started, I was selling tons of sports apparel, and I just came to realize that people didn't like to buy that as much. That's more for like a designated target audience that I wasn't trying to reach, and I had to make that conscious realization myself and then like deter myself away from getting all those sports products, and I started going more into like the name brands like Polo Sport, Tommy Hilfiger, Guess. Honestly, vintage Ralph Lauren, some items people do like, but a lot of the pony stuff, I have to say, is just like it's a hit or miss. And I don't know, it was just missing from my target audience, so I just stopped getting it. So with product, it's really important that you try to get product for as cheap as you can, and that's really saying a lot more than doing it because that's hard to do. It's easy to say that you want to get your stuff for cheap because obviously you do, but there are ways to go out and do it. The best way, honestly, is going to bins. The bins are like so cheap. You can get stuff for like $1 or $2 for really nice items, but you really have to work if you're going to go to them. At the bins, you have like 20 or 30 bins of just items that are unsorted, and there's gross stuff. You have to bring gloves. It's pretty disgusting, but it's well worth it. Just finding a couple things can turn you a profit of like $30 to $50 on like a mediocre day, honestly. On a good day, I've seen people find like hundreds of dollars worth of items and they're getting it for like $1 or $2 each. Going to the thrifts is also a really good idea. However, it kind of depends where you are. I know in parts of California, thrifts are getting very expensive, especially in Seattle, that's true. I don't even go to thrifts anymore just because the prices are so outrageous and it's almost pointless, it feels like, because I hardly turn profits off the stuff I'm finding there. If you do go to the thrift, my recommendation, go early in the morning and you want to go on weekends. Everyone donates their stuff on the weekends and they restock on the weekends. That's when they're like bringing in all their new merchandise. So definitely the weekend mornings are the best time to go to the thrift. Also pay attention when your local thrifts are having sales because this is a really important time for you to go in and you can buy stuff that you've been seeing sitting for a while for expensive. If you write down like the tag, what color it is, and then like pay attention to the tag sales, you could come in and get that for way cheaper and then turn a profit off of it. Another way to get a lot of new inventory, and this is the one thing that people request for me the most, is knowing how to get this name brand stuff like Palace and Supreme for cheap. And honestly, it's nothing like crazy or I don't do anything like super special or like out of the ordinary. I honestly am just looking through Grailed and eBay and Depop like 24/7. If you really want to find stuff for cheap, you have to constantly be refreshing and looking at the new items that are getting put up for listings because those items go so quickly. You're not going to be able to find those a couple hours after they've been posted because people like me are buying them immediately. It kind of sounds like a waste of time to some people, and it can be if you're not finding anything, but once you do find that one item for super cheap and resell it for a lot, it's just so worth it, and it's such an awesome feeling because you're not only getting a super hyped item that's going to bring a lot of attention to your page, you're also making a profit off of it, which is really like just such an awesome experience. That's when you really get to start living like an awesome lifestyle, as stupid as that sounds. But like I have items coming in all the time that I would never have been able to buy before just because they're expensive, but I'm buying them knowing them and to resell them. So I get to see all these super cool Supreme, Babe, Palace items that I would never buy otherwise, and I just get to like look at them, admire them, and then I turn a profit off them, which is really awesome, and it's such a cool experience. And it's one of the reasons I really love doing what I do. It's also really important to stay active with your page. You want to always be restocking on items. You don't want stuff to just be sitting for a while because it gets stale, and if people see something once, they don't want to keep seeing you repeat posting it because it's just obnoxious, honestly. So it's really important to not only try to move through your items quickly, sell your stuff fast, but also always be getting new inventory because new inventory is what keeps people coming back. They want to be knowing that you're always getting new items, so they have to stay active on your page. So now that you have your items and you're trying to sell your items, you might want to know where you want to sell your items on because you can't just sell stuff off your Instagram and website. You're going to have to build those up before you can solely rely on those. I started off selling mainly on eBay. I sold all my stuff on eBay. Then I learned about Grailed. I went to Grailed and I started selling stuff off Grailed. Then I learned about Depop. I went to Depop, started selling stuff on Depop. And then pretty soon I had my Instagram, my website, Depop, eBay, and Grailed. So I was selling all my stuff at once on all of those websites. And I was making a couple sales a day and it was super awesome. But honestly, it takes so much work to be listing stuff that frequently on all those sites. Once you start selling enough and start like having more money to get more product, you'll start bringing in more new customers as you're just posting more often. You're doing like more stuff with your page as well as following people and like getting more followers every day. Then you can start to try to deter all those other websites towards your Instagram and your website. On Grailed, they charge a 10% commission. eBay, 10% commission. Depop, 10% commission. So you see the pattern. All these pages are charging out the ass for you to sell your items on them. So what you want to do is tell these people to go to your Instagram, say, yo, I'll give you like $5 off if you hit me up on Instagram and buy it from there. Then you can either list it on your website or send them a PayPal invoice, and that will save you money and it can draw them into your page and get them to follow you. I've done that with a couple people and they've like stayed around and bought more stuff from me, and I've built relationships with them. So I think that's really important. But if you're going to do that on Grailed or eBay, do not ever say PayPal invoice. If you say PayPal invoice, you will get banned, especially on Grailed. They literally have keyword searches. So if you even say the word PayPal invoice, you'll just instantly get banned from the site. You just want to say, hit me up on my Instagram at whatever your Instagram is, I can save you some money. And then you just want to explain to them, yo, like I just want to do this transaction through PayPal invoice or through your website, whichever they're more comfortable with. They are still 100% guaranteed protected with PayPal invoice. Grailed and like eBay try to act like they protect you extra in some kind of fashion, but they don't. They just want their commission. You have to reassure people that and kind of learn the best way to tell people that without freaking them out and making them think you're scamming them. Because I've had a couple people think that I'm trying to scam them. That's why I show them my feedback page, show them all the positive reviews I have, explain to them, even show them like some kind of link showing the PayPal invoice is safe for them, and then I just made the sale. And it saves me money as well as sometimes bringing in a new customer to your follower account. Thank you guys for watching. I'm doing this closing part way later on. It might look a little bit different now with the lighting and everything. I forgot to do this closing segment earlier. Thank you guys so much for viewing this video. I hope you guys learned a lot from it. I can do a part 2. I just need great feedback on this video, so please drop a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, because you're fucking up if you're not following me, because I'm gonna have some great content coming up. And drop a comment on anything you want to talk about, your opinion on the video, what I could work on. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you all enjoy your days. Peace out.